breaking the stage over here. Look so bad at dancing. I destroy the world when I try.
And we're back.
We are back.
The next matchup is going to be Happy versus ASD on dual site T. Can you make the V? How are we going to do this? Yeah, BT.
All right, that was
Perfect.
nice. I like that. That was slick, man.
That was good.
I was about to pull out my third arm that people don't know about, but you saved me from that.
Yeah,
oh, wait, now I just told everyone about my third arm that they don't know about.
Now we're going to have to break the stream so that nobody will know. And we'll have to send out assassins. Everybody who watched...
There's an alternate option.
What else can we do?
Third arm amputation on air.
That sounds awesome.
All right, so we're going to take a look at our players here.
Look at those shirts. He is happy. He is on I Am. You know, I just realized that I Am Happy. It's like he's declaring to the world how happy he is.
Yeah, well, Torch and I always made the joke that he never really looks happy, so we started calling him I Am Mildly Amused. Because he just never really looks very happy. If you look at him right there, does he look happy to you? He doesn't even look mildly amused right there. It's a satire, I think. He might actually just be going through some stuff right now. That's why he made his ID that.
So I'm going to say something that's actually relevant.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I Am Happy actually demolished Yu-Gi-Oh! Played him X-Style on this map, dual site, and also just kind of rolled over him on Crevasse. Pretty excited to see what he's got TVT.
I'm excited to see as well. Now, ASD, our opponent, there it is, there's the info of him, took out Jinro actually last round too. Also took out the Emperor.
Can we call him the Legend Slayer? Is that already someone's nickname? Actually, I'm not sure we can call Jinro Legend. Like, Jinro's good. He's like the hope of the foreigners, but I don't know if it's fair to classify him with someone like Slayer's Boxer.
He does have quite a legendary following, though, that's for sure.
That's true.
So basically, at the very least, this guy's taken out people that have tons of fans. Like, he's just made a bunch of fanboys sad, actually.
Yep.
He's the fanboy crymaker.
Fanboy Crymaker. How about... I got nothing.
I don't know, like...
Dual Sight, Terminus, Crossfire. What a strange bunch of maps. Those are like the maps that you might see like one of them in each pool, but you rarely ever see all three together.
Yeah, that's true. Dual Sight, a very small map. Obviously, Terminus, then an extremely large map. The Crossfire, a very interesting map for TVT. Tanks are so important on that map. Yep. There's not a lot of room to circumvent the tanks. It's just not.
Yep.
You have to walk all the way around the side. I like to do hand motions. Sometimes I make hand motions on cast when people can't even see me. QXC's swimming through the air, actually.
Swimming, man. I know.
The producer's like, QXC, did you know you're on camera? He's like, obviously.
Why would I swim off camera? I don't even know. Swimming on camera, just swimming through the waves, just doing the thing.
QXC, did you ever surf?
I tried, actually, a little bit. My friend who moved to California started teaching me, but I think I might have got... Oh, we're starting.
Casual professionalism, that's what we're about here today.
And in the left side, the Red Terran. He's declared to the world that he is one thing. And we know him as...
I am happy.
You know, I just got it. He's wearing a yellow shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm going to explain that in a moment here, but I don't want to distract Wolf again.
On the right side of the map, a member of the Team Foyu, his characters are on the left side of the keyboard, and they are...
ASD Foyu.
And there is ASD Foyu. So... Oh, gas first. Wait, is that gas first?
Yeah, that is gas first.
They're both going gas first.
Yeah, this can be
I
really
don't think I've ever actually seen that.
I have before, and it usually ends up Banshee on Banshee, but sometimes it could be Banshee on Blue Flame.
Sounds hot. So you're like, QXC, Wolf, how could you not recognize that guy is yellow? And I'll be like, audience, I PF rushed a guy in his natural. How did he not see it? Sometimes you just don't see things you don't expect. You don't expect to see a PF in your natural. You don't expect to see yellow doing whatever those are.
Player intros, yeah.
Player intros.
I actually didn't recognize them at all, and I'm actually really embarrassed, to be honest, but sometimes you just don't expect those things. I just thought it was maybe a Korean commentary I've never seen before, which was kind of weird, and I'm actually really shocked and embarrassed. I saw those tweets during the break, and I was like... Like, the esports world hates me now?
Everyone, all the Brood War. What is this? This is going to be a proxy factory. It's going to be gas first into proxy starport.
Yep,
I called it.
He's going to make the tech lab there. It's not going to be Thor's.
You know what's actually hilarious about this, though? In gas first builds, a lot of the time you don't scout. But you could. Like, if you know your opponent's going gas first, you can scout it really late because the Marine comes out late. But usually when you do gas first, you don't scout, or you scout really, really late because you need the minerals to make the build actually work. So neither opponent is ever going to scout the other. Both are going gas first. It's going to get real silly real fast.
Yeah, it is going to get really silly. Now, that factory is finishing up here. He's going to make a tech lab on it immediately and start a starport.
You know, it'd be crazy if if he made a Thor, but he's not. He's making a starport.
Thank you for that. I actually like how he made the starport before the tech lab because you don't need the tech lab before the starport. I said he was going to make the tech lab first, but I lied to you guys.
One thing that you can do is make the Hellion, which he might actually want. The one thing about the way he's doing this, if Happy did the 5 Marine Hellion pressure, he would actually just win the game.
Absolutely.
He would get into the base, he'd be like, where is everything? The Banshee would probably roll into his base.
And look at this.
Oh, what?
He's actually not going to be able to land that starport, QXC.
What is this? I don't know about that. I don't know, man. That's
borderline map hack.
Yeah, that's like ESP, like. And now ASD, you see he's not building anything. The factory's just floating. He's like, what do I do now?
Yeah, he actually can't do anything now. You know what he does now? He loses the game.
Like, this is so bad right now. I actually have no idea what ASD is going to do.
I don't think he can do anything. He's making a bunker now because he knows the possibility of Hellions going into his base would be very frustrating and annoying.
Like
you said, things were just going to get really silly, and they got silly in a way I don't think either of us expected.
Yeah, I definitely did not see that coming. Interesting. He is going to make a Banshee now. The weird thing out of all of this is neither player knows that the other went gas first. They still don't know that. And that actually changes a lot about what decisions you want to make.
Exactly. And the Viking has actually come out and is going to slowly kill ASD's starport over here until he lands it. They're going to have a little dance where the starport lands and the Viking lands.
Well,
there are Marines there now.
There are Marines, yeah. And this is kind of what I was saying. Like, you might want to build a Hellion. If he had that Hellion, and then with some Marines, he might have been able to hold that, maybe get the Banshee down.
Yeah, basically he would have had to, if he made the starport land, he would have been fine. But when the Hellion was there, he just had no response to that.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating when these kinds of things happen, but ASD is going to lose that starport. Hasn't even started a new one. He has started, however, a command center.
And actually, what Happy is doing here is probably the smartest response to just about anything I've ever seen. Cloak Banshees, he found the starport, he kills it, he knows his opponent doesn't have a starport. Cloak, hello. Banshees, hello. Like, see you.
Hello, are you guys listening to QXC?
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? And now ASD starts the engineering bay.
Yeah, I mean, this Banshee can pretty much kill Infinity Marines without stim if it's controlled properly.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what it's going to do. He's got Cloak. Now this is just going to get nasty.
This is going to get real silly.
He's actually just going to kill a supply depot, which is going to be quite decent.
Yeah, I mean, it's little things like that. They can throw off your micro, throw off your timings. All of a sudden, you need 2 supply depots instead of 1. Very nice scan. Almost does get that Banshee. And interestingly, Happy's actually making a Raven now. I think he's just playing safe. He realizes he doesn't really need more Banshees. And once his opponent counters Banshees, like having 3 or 4 isn't enough.
I like this. He's going to try to bait the Marines over to the Hellions. The problem is there's a siege tank there.
Yeah, the siege tank pretty good against Hellions, actually. But not very good against Banshees.
No, not that.
Oh, wow, that was actually awful. For
really sloppy
Happy
moves here by Happy.
Yeah.
Moving too close to Marines. He's forced some scans, but
he was probably trying to macro while doing that. Like, sometimes you just get caught up in trying to do too many things. And wait, why did he not start killing the mineral line? Does he even? He's got 1 turret, and Happy's just like, you know what? Banshees are cool, but I'm not gonna make any more, and I'm definitely not gonna try and do damage with them. I think Happy's just playing super safe right now. He knows he got ahead by taking out the early starport, seeing what his opponent was doing. But can we go to the income tab?
Check that income tab.
Can we go to the army tab?
Check that army tab for you, QXC.
Can we go to the control R tab?
Yeah, I'll check that tab for you, man.
So after tabbing through all these things, basically what we see is they're actually pretty even. Like, Happy has a lot more supply, and his expansion was up earlier, and he's got more gas. But in terms of just raw numbers, like, they have fairly similar army sizes, they have fairly similar upgrades, but Happy's production going off the second base is a lot earlier. So basically, if ASD is going to be susceptible to early 2-base timing attacks, he's going to have a harder time taking map presence, and he's going to be a little behind in his third timing.
Now here come these Blue Flame Hellions. The natural.
What is ASD doing? He's like asleep.
Yeah.
Siege is the. I don't think sieging the tank was the right decision there.
No, it was not.
He does raise the supply depot, preventing the Hellions from taking the shortcut.
Yeah, both of these guys making really questionable decisions. There are about 8 or 9 SCVs just kind of sitting stacked up in a ball that naturally could have just killed all of them, but instead just...
Well, he moved them away from the Hellions as they ran up the ramp and killed 7 workers. So now he's... Oh, and here we see ASD does put down a third command center here, and this is kind of the risky thing that he needs to make work in order to get back.
And this kind of situation, like I said earlier, and you made fun of me. I was saying you can't just sit back and hope to catch up off the 2 base. You have to do something risky. You have to do drops. You have to take a third command center. And he's going to clean up a lot of these Marines with Hellions, and I think he's actually gearing up to do a timing attack after this, which is really smart. He actually killed every single one of those Marines except that one lucky one.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think sorry.
Well, he's 30 supply up. He's got 2 Banshees, he's got a ton of Vikings, he's got a great siege tank count, 5-2 as the siege tank count in the favor of Happy. If he wants to right now, he's just going to go and end the game, and that looks like what he's going to do.
I think he's just going to go kill him. And I think ASD is a better player than this. He beat good players. He made it into Code A. Like, what we're seeing here, I think, is mostly the product. He decided to take a very risky, well, not like extremely risky, but he made a risky build order. It didn't follow through, and he didn't really have a backup plan. I'm not sure there really is a backup plan, though. If your proxy like that gets scouted, like, what do you do?
And you lose your starport.
Yeah.
And if your opponent goes Banshees, what can you do because you don't have Vikings?
Like, he didn't have a factory or a starport. All he had was a barracks in his base that he could produce off of. Like, it's just an unfortunate way for the game to have started.
Absolutely. Happy has made a 4th factory, so he's making a lot of factory units, obviously. He didn't just make it arbitrarily, he didn't just make it because he thinks factories look nice. Now, hold this thought, because Hellion's going to run in here indecisively, run in here, run out.
So I think what ASD is actually doing with that 3rd CC is not trying to take a 3rd, he's just trying to catch up on SCVs. And if you see the SCV count, which I do, they're about dead even.
53-55.
Yep.
In the favor of Happy, just slightly, obviously. Now, it looks like ASD is going to try to do a little attack. He's got a small army.
And you can see he's very Marauder heavy. He's adapted to the fact that his opponent is going pre-igniter. I'm not sure ASD knows that Happy is going mech, though.
Yeah, he hasn't really seen the army because it's been mostly hidden, but oh man, this is going to get really bad. The Viking's going to be able to chase on the dropships. He can't use them to retreat. He's actually stimming and running away, but not really going to work.
Yeah.
Banshee's giving vision over that line of sight blocker.
What he really wants to do here is just try and kill all the Hellions. That's about all he can do. That army is not really going to make it home. The Banshees, man.
Yeah, he just traded what he could, but there was no good way out of that situation.
Yeah. It's just got caught out of position. It's hard to rub 2 stones together and make gold, man.
That's very difficult.
It is very difficult.
I only made it happen once. No, I'm just joking with you guys. Didn't actually make it happen.
No, he made
he's
it
actually
happen.
an alchemist. I'm like, no.
Shut up. Wolf is an alchemist. I saw him. He was on the balcony in the GOM house, and he was just like pouring things together. At one point, he took the 2 unlabeled bottles, and he mixed them together, and something exploded.
I woke everyone up. It was a big deal. I'm sorry. If there are any people in the GOM house watching this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you guys up last night.
We actually woke up all of South Korea. It was that loud.
So Happy has total map control right now, but what ASD has actually been able to do is take that 3rd base without Happy punishing him for it.
Yeah, ASD is doing a pretty good job of moving on the map and just kind of taking what is given, but
That is
wow, that's
so
a
many
lot of
siege
tanks.
yeah.
That is so scary.
When you have 4 factories pumping out units and 3 of those factories are pumping out siege tanks, you get a lot of siege tanks really fast.
It's true.
I wouldn't lie to you guys.
That's also true.
So he's got a 20 supply lead. The supply gap was kind of falling here, but now he's going to engage, and ASD can't really get away with this for much longer.
This is going to be really bad. He's probably going to end up having to sack the 3rd. And look, 2 point defense drones. That's why you got the Raven. That's
exactly
why, man. Because Ravens are awesome with mech.
This is just going to end the game, I think, here, because ASD is gonna try to keep that one command center alive. He's flying it away. The Raven is chasing it though, and the Vikings will follow it as well. And right now it's 180 supply to 126. Happy could end the game right now if he wants to, but he doesn't even necessarily have to.
Yeah. ASD is going to do a little bit of a poke at the 3rd of Happy. Probably kill most of the SCVs, maybe force a lift, but Happy's just going to kill him.
Yeah,
he just does not have the units to defend this.
It's like, 22 siege tanks against just 3. There's a little bit of a deficit. It's kind of problematic when your opponent has that many siege tanks. He just sieges up half of them. The other half just waltz in like they don't even care. There's even a few Hellions alive in here. Everything is dying, and GG.
GG. We may see every single set today go 2-0.
That may happen.
That may happen. It's up to ASD.
He opened that power raid, but then didn't drink it. He was like, oh, he didn't actually open it. He's struggling to open the power raid. He's so embarrassed. He's like, he's trying to open it on camera, but he can't do it. It's so embarrassing, man.
Is that Choya?
Yeah, that is.
Choya's like, why'd you proxy those buildings? And he's like, man, it worked in practice. Nobody scouts there. And he's like, yeah, man, I told him you were going to do that. He's like, Choya, why, man?
Sometimes when things like this happen, though, in all honesty, in all seriousness, when you practice a build like that over and over and over again on dual site, you know it's your map, and someone scouts blindly that you do that, you may be wondering, all right, well, I practiced with this guy from Prime. Did he leak my replays? And then, like, it can cause a lot of drama. That actually happens in StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1. The replays get leaked. I actually know I have, like, all these little dramas that happen behind the scenes that you guys don't know about with replay leaking. It's a pretty big thing. And, Choya might have been going in there going, like, those replays get leaked? Because that's a little weird.
These are the scenes. Wolf, get behind them. No, you got to be like more behind them. Here. See, Wolf is behind the scenes.
I know exactly what you were going to do. Just like, you're like, get behind them. I'm like, okay. And then you just like, you're behind them.
Just trust me, man.
I trust you.
Trust me.
That's why I went over there. If I didn't trust you, I wouldn't have gone over there, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We're going on to Terminus.
Yeah, we are going on to Terminus.
It's a sick map.
It is a sick map.
Everything's sick.
Not everything is sick.
All right, I agree.
Artosis is often sick.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a joke we make with him all the time because he's a vegetarian. All right, we're going to jump into the game here.
Game starting.
See you guys inside.
Inside.